Renowned poet, journalist and author Dr. Don Mattera will today be remembered at a memorial service hosted by the Don Mattera Legacy Foundation in Roodepoort. The poet extraordinaire passed away on Monday and was buried later in that day on that day in line with Muslim rites. People from all walks of life have described Dr. Mattera as an icon who made a significant impact on the lives of those he touched through his work. Mattera also spent many years behind bars for his activism during the struggle to end apartheid. Let's touch base with Ahmed Kajee, who is standing by to give us more detail in terms of the memorial service, which we understand, Ahmed, is about to get underway any moment from now.
Yes, very much so. To do what we are expecting within the next few moments is the program officially starting. In terms of the presentations that we will be seeing today, as we mentioned an hour ago, we will be seeing a number of poets, a number of actors, a number of people who are involved in the theatre industry coming through to lay their tributes as well to the late Don Mattera. But in terms of the formalities and some of the bigger names that we will be seeing, Minister Naledi Pandor will be present here today. Former President Kgalema Motlanthe will also be coming through, as well as the Johannesburg Mayor Humpo Palazzi. Don Mattera was also a big part of the social and cultural and sports fraternity over his life as well. And on that front, we will also be seeing Dr. Ivan Khoza from the Premier Soccer League, as well as Orlando Pirates coming through. The program will be running now from around 2 p.m. or so and wrapping up at around 6 p.m. This evening. So in terms of what we can expect over here right now is addresses by various foundations, civil organizations, poets, theatres, and obviously government officials who will be coming through to pay tribute to Don Mattera, who, as we mentioned, passed away on Monday.
Just remind us how he has been remembered, right, Ahmed? Having kept a beat on the story since his passing, what have people said?
So a big part of what people have said is they've spoken about how his values have transcended across race groups, across cultural groups, and across political lines as well. He was a big part of the activism when the Group Areas Act was being implemented by the apartheid government back in the 1950s and the early 60s, and that's when people were moved from the centre of Johannesburg. The black community, the Indian community, and the coloured community rather were demarcated to specific areas in and around Johannesburg. And across the country as well. And this is a big part of what his activism was about. He then obviously was a big part of the media and journalism fraternity, working at what is now known as the Mail and Guardian, as well as the Sunday Times. So many people who were remembering him have always mentioned at the fact of his professional journalism and the role that he also played within the activism sector as well. We will be having Professor Anton Harbour, Professor Janssen also potentially coming through. That is to be confirmed. So it seems that in every fraternity and in every sector which he had touched, will be having representatives coming through to pay their tribute to Don Mattera, who passed away on Monday. Many of them were unable to, or unfortunate enough to actually lay out these tributes on Monday during his funeral, as he passed away around 1 p.m. and his funeral service was then at around 7:30, 8 o'clock at the West Park Cemetery as well. And with the Islamic rites, that was a very short program, so everyone over here will be able to say their final goodbyes and in this way also celebrate the life of Don Mattera.
Ahmed Kajee at the memorial service of Don Mattera, which is expected to get underway any moment from now.